Tonight on Fine Point, we pull back the velvet curtain on the robed ruling class once again. The left-wing establishment has spent the last 8 years howling about threats to democracy, but while they were crying wolf, they were building a real one right inside the judicial branch. This week, America First Legal once again released explosive revelations and filed a lawsuit naming none other than Chief Justice John Roberts of the Supreme Court himself. Why? Well, because the bureaucracy that claims to support the courts, the Judicial Conference and the Administrative Office of the U.S. Courts, has been caught coordinating behind closed doors with Democrat politicians to politically target conservative Supreme Court justices. And now, when asked to show the receipts, they're hiding behind the judicial robes and they're claiming immunity. Here's their playbook. Democrats like Sheldon Whitehouse and Dick Durbin send carefully crafted intimidation letters to court officials demanding ethics investigations, procedural reviews, and new oversight powers aimed squarely at justices like Clarence Thomas and Samuel Alito, famous conservatives on the Supreme Court. At the same time, the same court officials, unelected, unknown, unaccountable, begin corresponding with these same politicians behind the scenes. When America First Legal filed a FOIA request to expose these communications, they were told no. Why? Because these bureaucrats claimed they were judicial officers and therefore not subject to the Freedom of Information Act. But America First Legal has a counter-argument to this. The Judicial Conference and the Administrative Office are not judges, they argue. They are administrative arms of the federal government. They do not decide cases. They do not deliberate. They process paperwork, manage budgets, and, now we learn, appear to facilitate left-wing lawfare from inside the wire. AFL's lawsuit makes it crystal clear. This is not about transparency for its own sake. It's about unmasking the machinery of a two-tiered justice system where one side plays to win and the other side plays not to offend. Democrats, aided by captured court administrators, are building a shadow enforcement mechanism within the judicial system to punish ideological enemies on the bench. If successful, this means unelected bureaucrats and Democrat senators, not the Constitution, will decide who gets to serve on the Supreme Court. And let's not ignore the man at the center of all this. Chief Justice John Roberts, the same John Roberts who randomly assigned left-wing district judges to handle every major Trump-related trial. The same John Roberts who has done more to appease institutional leftism than to protect judicial independence. And now the same John Roberts who America First Legal names in a lawsuit for presiding over a court bureaucracy that may be weaponizing ethics rules to destroy his own colleagues. We're not talking about legal disagreements here. We are talking about political sabotage wrapped in this procedural nicety. This is lawfare from the inside, and it's being funded, cheered, and coordinated by the same Democrats who rigged social media, ran FBI censorship ops, and shredded the norms they now claim to defend. This lawsuit is a reckoning, not just for the judiciary, but for every American who still believes in the separation of powers. Because if the administrative tail is allowed to wag the judicial dog, we will no longer have a republic of laws. We will have a regime of robed partisans managed by unaccountable clerks answering to Senate Democrats. And perhaps that is what we have had, and that's what explains why we're in the mess we're in.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.